Just wanted to give you a quick walk around of the lawnmower. Again, this is a 2016 Lazer Z Model X Red Series with the EFI. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these in the showrooms and wonder how they perform and how they hold up. Ours comes with the OCDC chute operated control, and it also comes with the Red Magic Performance Wheel upgrade that they were gracious enough to send to us. We'll cover that in the video. So right now we have 33.5 hours on this lawnmower. I wanted to make sure that we covered 2 or 3 weeks worth of cutting before we did a review on it.
Hey guys, it's Brian with Brian's Lawn Maintenance. It's about 2 o'clock here, beautiful Monday afternoon. Just got done working and cleaning up the lawnmower. Hey, I wanted to give you guys my review video for the Exmark Lazer Z X Series with the EFI, the red technology. I wanted to kind of break this video down into 3 parts. First thing I want to talk about is the mechanics. Second thing I want to talk about is maybe the productivity. And then the third thing I want to talk about maybe some areas of improvement. I'm really excited about doing this review video. I've kind of held off for a few weeks. I wanted to put some hours on the mower so I can actually give it an honest review about what this mower actually has going for it. So before I did a review video, I wanted to put 20 or 30 hours onto it. Now we've had about 3 weeks of lawn care under our belt. Now my business, we're residential subdivision style lawns. We don't really do too much acreage where we're at. What I'm going to be comparing it against is the 2011 Lazer Z Model S. I don't want to put that mower down by any means, but I want to talk about all the upgrades and all the different parts of the mower that I really appreciate that maybe weren't on the 2011 Model S, or there's just an upgraded feature that the X has that the S didn't have, if you will. But let's talk mechanics. First off, it has the ultra cut deck. All the Exmark Lazer Z X's do. The way this deck cuts compared to the 2011 Model S, it's just unbelievable. I feel like I don't have to double cut as much. I feel like the lines it makes are just that much nicer, that much smoother, if you will. I don't feel like I have to overlap. You know, we kind of go by the 80% number with how we can figure out our time. I don't feel like I have to spend as much time overlapping when I'm cutting, let alone double cutting the lawn. I think the lines it lays down are absolutely incredible. I'll be able to include a couple photos to show you some of our properties and how they're looking. I think the rods make the deck a lot stronger overall if you do have any impacts, if you will. I think that the speed is just unbelievable. I don't know the top out, what it goes for, like not 9, 10, 11 miles an hour, maybe 8 miles an hour, whatever it is. Man, this thing hauls. When you're just working on a regular lawn, there's no throttle droop with the governor, and that keeps your engine RPMs high. And you know what? There's no having to double cut for that reason, but because the mower is so much faster, I have to honestly say it's got to be 15, 20, 25% faster, more efficient with how we're cutting lawns. As an example, I used to be doing 16, 18, 20, 22 lawns a day and just be wigged out because if I didn't have any ergonomics with the seat. I had the bolt-on seat with the 2011 S Series. This one's got the full suspension seat, if you will, so you don't feel a fraction of the bumps and the divots in the grass that you used to. But between the extra ergonomics and the comfort of the seat, you're not getting whipped around all day. With the added power of the mower and the speed, plus the fact I don't have to double cut, I don't have to go back and I can make wider passes, if you will. By all means, this mower is 20, 25% faster. Now we're doing 20, 22, 24 lawns in a day, not even breaking a sweat. And at the end of the day, I get done at 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night, and I'm not wigged out tired where I need to take a nap. One thing I talked about in my 2011 S Series review video was that I want to see what our end of year gas bill is comparing the 2 lawnmowers. The savings are just hand over fist. Maybe this mower's an extra $1,500. Well, if you put 2,000 hours on it, 3,000 hours, I firmly believe you're going to be making an incredible amount more of profit and obviously revenue, hopefully, but profit for sure by running a mower of this capacity. On our lawnmower, we have the Red Magic Performance Swivel Wheel. Now, this is the same caster wheel that would be on the deck. They sent that to us to do a review on as well. I think that is just a evolution of where the lawnmower needs to go. Having that left front caster wheel extended just that 6 inches or 4 inches, anytime you're turning left to go up a hill, typically you would gouge the lawn with the deck, and now you don't have that going on anymore. It wasn't really an issue if you learned how to feather the deck with your right hand foot. You'd always have to elevate it anytime you took a left hand turn. just having that caster wheel up front, you're able to eliminate any of the times you're gonna gouge the deck. In my opinion, that should be a standard feature on these kind of lawnmowers. Having that front caster wheel on the left-hand side, you'd be very surprised at how many times you're turning left on the deck. The deck doesn't hit the ground, it doesn't gouge the ground, and it just kind of rides up a little bit and make sure that that deck is just making that perfect cut every single time. You know, another part that we have actually sitting right here behind me, OCDC chute. Now, that right there is a $369 option, if I'm not mistaken. Exmark graciously gave that to us to review. Much appreciated, obviously. One of the things that I had on my 2011 Model S, and I'll let you know for a fact, that is, to me, the same thing. It should be a no-brainer. It should be a common sense, instant upgrade that you guys should go for. When you're going in between two different flower beds and you have to shoot the grass somewhere, that right there eliminates it by being able to completely close the baffle. Is it perfect? No way. I don't think any of them are. So if you're going in between flower beds, you're going in between houses or tight spaces, and you got to shoot the grass somewhere, I think it's an awesome upgrade. I'm really impressed with the swivel wheel. I'm also really impressed with the OCDC chute. By the way, if you wanted to check out the swivel wheel, it's redmagicperformance.com. They have a couple different options, the Exmark mower. Another part I wanted to talk about mechanic-wise was the seats. I mean, when you're hitting bumps at 8 miles an hour or 6 miles an hour, man, that can really take its toll on you. I swear when I had the Model S, I was getting beat up, man. When, you know, we were doing as fast as you can. You don't feel anything when you're going 8-9 miles an hour and you hit a divot in the grass. You'll go up and down, which is pretty cool. When talking about the red technology, I know a lot of guys are really apprehensive with going with the EFI. Truthfully, you know, a lot of guys say, well, I don't want more moving parts and I don't want more things that have the opportunity to break down. You know what? Actually, I said that for a long time. What I've realized is that things are gonna break down no matter what you got going on, guys. Like I was saying in the beginning, I guarantee you we've got a 20 to 25% fuel savings right off the bat. And I used to have to fill up the tank like every 2 days. Now we're getting 3, almost 4 days out of it. Now I'm not saying that it's you know, you don't even have to fill it up once a week. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that you're getting at least a 25% increase in the fuel efficiency while also getting an extra 25% increase in productivity because of the speed of the lawnmower. I think if you guys demoed this kind of a mower, I think you guys would be really impressed with it too. Another part of the lawnmower I wanted to talk about was the 3-position rocker switch. Whoever came up with that design is pretty awesome. I think they did a great job with it. When you got the grass just in regular mowing conditions, you want to leave it in that medium throttle, that medium level, if you will. Just like a lot of you guys, I was really skeptical about having the switch being the low position where it reduces the RPMs and it kind of reduces grass compaction. I'll be honest with you, what I've actually noticed is that it is contrary to your belief about how you think it should operate, which is kind of like me, more speed, more power. I want everything I can, especially cutting in wet grass. If you have it in the low mode when the wet grass is in the morning or after a rainy day, it actually significantly reduces the amount of grass clumpings, the grass clippings that are coming out of the mower deck. I'm not an engineer. I don't understand all the science behind it. Another part I would think is really fantastic is when you're in transport mode. I mean, this thing, when you're shuttling from lawn to lawn, maybe you got a guy with you bringing he's blowing and he's trimming and he's bringing the truck down to the next lawn while you're going lawn to lawn. When you have that rocker switch into high mode, transport mode, and you're just zipping along, you're flying. And believe it or not, you're doing 30 lawns a day. That's a lot of extra savings in time. I mean, you add up an extra minute in between lawns and you're doing 25 lawns a day. It's 25 minutes, it's an extra lawn. I mean, those little numbers add up. And if you're a numbers guy, fantastic. You'll really appreciate where I'm coming from. And if you're not, just understand that that's the big picture. You know, another thing that I really appreciate about this mower is whoever designed the brake handle. I came from the 2011 Model S series, like I was telling you, and I had the long stick that would just, you know, shoot forward. I don't know who came up with that. I'm sure they don't work for Exmark anymore. Just kidding. That was a really bad design. I mean, you couldn't really get a good grip on it, and ergonomically, it just wasn't designed for how your wrist works. This one has the U handle, if you will. I really like how it's able to ratchet that thing back, and you can throw on your brake really quickly. Whoever redesigned that handle, I'm very impressed with it. Now again, all that being said, when it all comes down to it at the end of the day, it's always about the cut. Everybody knows that the Exmark Lazer Z has the best deck, the best cut on the market. When I'm going through 5-inch tall grass or a weekly cut that's at 3 inches, 3.5 inches, and we're cutting at that 3-inch level, The cut is unsurpassed. I'll tell you what, the blades have held up a lot better as well. I've noticed significantly that I don't have to change the blades as often to sharpen them compared to what my 2011 I had to do it almost every other day when we were done cutting. The last part I want to talk about is areas for improvement. You can't have an honest review video if you're not talking about areas of improvement. Truthfully, I only have 1 or 2 to come up with. I've been looked at this lawnmower for a long time, and there's a reason why I purchased it. And I waited a long time to buy this lawnmower as well because I was kind of a skeptic with some of the different upgrades and if I really needed them. Looking back on it, I would have upgraded 3 years earlier, to be honest with you, if I would have knew how awesome this mower was. Thanks to my sales guy, he gave me a demo of it last fall, and that's what made me purchase it this last spring. 2 areas of improvement that I can come up with. Number 1, the rocker switch. As much as I love it, where it's the slow, the medium, and the high on the RPMs, I wish that it would have been sunken into the control panel and not right up on top. Sometimes you're mowing and you bump it, you don't even know you're bumping it until you're all the way done with the lawn. I know it's a little thing, I know it's just something probably just to whine about, but I wish it was kind of embedded. I don't wish it had a cap on it because we all know that that cap is gonna fall off no matter what they make it out of, but I just wish it was maybe in a different position where it can't get bumped with your forearm or a tree limb can't smack it. It's gonna adjust the speed of the lawnmower. Another thing that I'm really conscientious about is when you engage the clutch, a lot of you guys know it has the e-governor, which limits the RPM or brings the RPM up even to where you want to properly engage the clutch. If you're driving the lawnmower at a reasonable speed and you pop that switch, there's a significant jolt that you receive because it's either bringing the RPMs down or raising the RPMs up. I wish there was some kind of technology in there where it would make the lawnmower kind of come to like a slower position, or not necessarily a full stop, but it would be some kind of like feature or a safety feature maybe to where you don't receive that jolt, because over time that gets kind of annoying. I always made it a habit now to kind of slow down when I pop that switch, and even if you think you've timed the RPMs, it doesn't matter. There's always seems to be that jolt a little bit when it comes to engaging the PTO and engaging the blades. The last thing that I think would be a little bit of an area for improvement is where the power connector is for your cell phone and the charger. I'm not sure why that's there. I would imagine it's for some of the different accessories, maybe the lights that people can use to plug into the cigarette lighter, the power adapter, if you will. I don't think that that thing should be there. I don't know why it's there. It'd be nice to have a container built into that panel, very similar to like a Dodge Ram has those containers on the side of the truck bed now. That way you can actually put your cell phone inside that container with a lid and have it charging. I don't think there's a single lawn care guy that would have his phone charging with his lawnmower. I don't think anybody wants to risk their $400 iPhone listening to headphones all day, and then you hit a bump and that cell phone goes flying off. You don't know that your phone fell off in the backyard, and worst case scenario, you go back and you double cut that bad boy and you're out $400. I would be more than happy to plug in my cell phone, plug in a charger if that's the intent, but I'm not putting my phone in the side seat pocket or laying it in those little cup holders there. There's no way, because we all know that cell phone's gonna go flying out and it's gonna get cut up. Now granted, it's probably for some accessories and I'm probably just a little confused or ignorant on that part. It'd be something that they could probably improve on a little bit. One of the things that I really think that Exmark might want to consider if they're not doing this already, or something that I think a lot of people could benefit from, is having on that control panel a punch key system to have the mower be in a security mode, or to have a starting mode where it's accessible, like a lockout feature. I think it'd be awesome to have, like on a lot of different vehicles, I'm not gonna name manufacturers, but they have the window buttons where you could punch to get into your vehicle. I think sometime in the future, it'd be cool to see a safety feature where you could actually lock out the lawnmower based on a couple different key punches, rather than a turnkey that everybody has a key to or an access to. Let's say you're leaving this at your house. Let's say you're leaving it in your backyard. Let's say you're leaving it, you're going to get something to eat and somebody's walking by your trailer. It's a worst case scenario. It's nothing that any of us want to entertain the thought of, but theft does happen out there with lawnmowers. If one of these gets taken off your trailer, the odds of recovering it, we all know, is very slim. What I think would be a really cool feature is to have a lockout, maybe a 3 or 4 different code system. It doesn't have to be 10 buttons, 3 or 4 buttons where you could lock that lawnmower out, or you could have a couple different button push where it does start the lawnmower, and you can get rid of the key thing entirely.